This is post-game press conference of the NCAA Quarterfinals matchup. Here we have the players and coach from Bethel University. We'll do introductions starting to my immediate left, and we'll go on down the line.
I'm Aaron Ellingson.
Cooper Drews.
Mike McElroy.
Matt Young.
All right, so we'll have a wireless microphone for the media interested in asking questions, but we'll start off with initial comments from the coach.
Yeah, grateful for these guys. And two things that chewing on is, just nothing to take away from those guys. It was a great game, but frustrating that the game is going to end on a call that hasn't been called all game, right? Holding calls can get called, I think, all the time, and to end it like that is unfortunate, especially after watching the video of it. So I think that bumps me out from a standpoint of these guys fighting and scratching and clawing in an unbelievable game, and then to end it like that, I just thought was unfortunate and just not very good, to be completely honest. It was embarrassing to end it like that, taking it away from a great game and a great game these guys played. And so that's hard. It's a frustrating one, rip your heart out. But, man, I just didn't think it was done very well. And even the way it was handled was poor. But testament to these guys, you talk about, like, what kind of guys do you want to be, what kind of program do you want to build, and for these guys to jump in my first year and buy into this idea of who we want to be and what we want to be, small little Christian school in northern Minnesota, finding a way to make plays, and these guys are unbelievable, and who they're becoming. The school board usually tells us how we feel, and it hurts, and it's hard today. And again, a great football team, great football game. I'm sure it's a lot more fun to watch than it is to coach in. What is a stressful game to coach in, but those guys battled and our guys battled, and again, just I think disappointed in the way that was handled at the end was kind of embarrassing in my opinion.
Coach Frank Rossi in the huddle. The tenor of the game was very similar to what Susquehanna did last week versus St. John's, and it seemed like in the second half they kind of made some adjustments just like last week. Ultimately, you seemed to try to readjust around the fourth quarter as they seemed to get some traction. Tell us about kind of the changes you were making in that game, or at the end of that game, and did you feel like you guys were having the upper hand in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, again, like everybody's well coached right now. There's not a lot of bad players, and those guys do a great job. And obviously, that running back is pretty unbelievable. Quarterback hurt us in the first half on the scramble, and so we tried to adjust some things. And again, like the game plan was the game plan, and wasn't anything we didn't see or didn't expect. And again, I thought our guys battled.
Cooper, going down the stretch, you probably were feeling like it was going to be on your shoulders, especially watching that last touchdown with about 30 seconds left. What were you telling the team at that point, and what were your feelings? We heard Coach about the end of the game, and I don't want you to comment about the officials or anything like that, so please don't, for your sake and everybody else's. But what was your feelings just generally about how this game ended in terms of ending your season?
Yeah, tough pill to swallow the way it went down, and losing's never fun. I was really proud about how our guys, I don't even know how much time we had left, but no timeouts. We had to make something special happen. I was proud with how we went out there. Gave us a really good chance to come away with that game there. And I just think that goes back to the mindset we've had all year, just going out, doing our jobs, and executing. And, that was kind of just our mindset going to that last kind of sequence.
Matt, toward that end of the game, Josh Ehrlich, who seemed to be struggling out there at certain points in that first half, some happy feet and whatnot, seemed to calm down. What were you watching with respect to his play, and how were you reacting to it later in the game? What do you think gave them the edge ultimately that got them basically just past you guys here?
I mean, they're a really good football team, and like when you play really good football teams, they're going to make plays on you. And at the end of the day, the team who makes the more plays is probably going to win the game, and they were able to put a drive together against us, have a big play, and they beat us.
Aaron, talk about the offensive line. All of you, if you want to comment on it, but I mean, tell me about how they were doing to get you guys into position early on. You guys were surging early on, and it seemed to be domination at that line of scrimmage going on. Especially, talk about those guys.
Yeah, super proud of all those guys. They've worked incredibly hard this whole season to get to where we are. and with different guys going down and guys stepping up, it was really fun to see, and yeah, really proud of what they did.
Coach, I know it sucks to have to sit here after a situation like that. You've gone through it, but give me the highlights from this season for your team. You know, because a lot of people counted you out, especially after the 2 losses to St. John's and everything else. And you guys seemed to surge here at the end of the season. What do you credit this surge in the playoffs to? Because you were playing your best football. There was no doubt in my mind in these last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, guys that love each other deeply. You know, we built a culture around guys that love each other, love the Lord, and love football, and I think they embody that. You know, going from unranked in the beginning of the year to should be darn near playing in the Final Four game. You know, if you ask me, and so man, testament to these guys, and man, when you can buy in and a new coach and a new spot. Man, it's the guys. It's not us. We didn't do anything special as a coaching staff other than try to encourage these guys and love these guys. And they unbelievable what these guys have built at a small little place like Bethel that probably has no business being here.
I think you underestimate your own school and ability because you guys are always great. But Cooper, let me ask you in reverse here, and you guys feel free to chime in after his answer. Tell me about him. Tell me about the job he did this year as coach, because obviously, you know, this is a change, and a lot of people didn't necessarily give him the credit coming into this. Talk about Coach.
Yeah. I would just say he's just an amazing person. I think all the coaches, Coach Mack especially, there's guys that you want to be when you get older. I really look up to him as a person, and he does a really good job of pouring into us, and so does the rest of the staff. So, I mean, I could go on and on about it. They're just really great people.
Yeah, so Coach Mack, he's my position coach, and I don't think there was one person who was upset, or I think everyone was excited when they heard that he got hired. And it's a hard task to come from what Coach Jay built, but everyone knew who Coach Mack is and what he was going to continue, and everybody just trusted that the culture would stay the same, and it has. And what he's done is just amazing.
Yeah, I think you know, with Coach Jay leaving at the end of last year, you know, with super big shoes to fill, and Coach Mack filled those shoes super well, and just a huge testament to the kind of guy he is, how he loves the Lord, how he loves on us, and just the man that he is really great.
Cooper, my question for you is to transfer from St. John's after year 1 to put up the kind of season you had to lead your team through 3 playoff victories and nearly a 4th year today. Talk about the journey along the way and how proud you are of your strides you've made this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of a crazy turnaround from where I was a year ago. But I think that just goes back to the hard work that I've done with myself, my drive and everything, but also just the situation I'm in and the people around me. I mean, I couldn't have done it without Coach doing the offense, Coach Mack, and, you know, these guys sitting up here. So, you know, just hats off to our team and everything, but, you know, I couldn't have been here without anyone else around me.
And Young, for you, 10 interceptions on the season, leading all of 10 interceptions on the season, leading all of D3, returning 4 for touchdowns. To do that as a sophomore, to be named to the first team All-Region, talk about the kind of strides you made this season and how you build upon it going forward.
Yeah, I think last year, I had a pretty good season last year, but the big difference this year is just learning the defense as a whole and understanding everyone's job, so then if someone messes up, I can fix it myself because I understand like what's going on as a defense as a whole. And knowing everyone's job instead of just mine, I think that was a big difference between last year and this year, and that's what made a big difference.
I just want to say to you guys, I know it sucks. I see your faces, but be proud, because a lot of people didn't get you nearly this far this year, and you guys did this, and you did such a tremendous job out there. I know it sucks the way it ends, but be proud. Thank you very much.